Good afternoon, second grade. It is time for math. I'm a little bit slower. They had to do some work to the computers in the classroom, so I couldn't get to you. Okay, the first thing you're going to need today is your sprint A. You can do sprint B on your own, just like we did yesterday. Okay, you'll need your problem set. You'll need your application problem. Okay, and then your exit ticket. It won't be a long lesson today, I promise. Okay, well, let's go on and get started right away with sprint A. So pencils up, ready, go. Okay, pencils are down. Here we go with our subtraction today. Number 1, 2. Number 2, 12. Number 3, 4. Number 4, 14. Number 5, 6. Number 6, 16. Number 7, 2. Number 8, 12. Number 9, 4. Number 10, 14. Number 11, 6. Number 12, 16. Number 13, 1. Number 14, 11. 15, 3. 16, 13. 17 is 5. 18 is 15. 19 is 2. 20 is 12. 21 is 4. 22 is 12. 22 is 14. 23 is 3. 24 is 13. 25 is 2. 26 is 12. 27 is 4. 28 is 14. 29 is 1. 30 is 11. 31 is 3. 32 is 13. 33 is 1. 34 is 11. 35 is 1. 36 is 11. 37 is 4. 38 is 14. 39 is 1. 40 is 11. 41 is 3. 42 is 13. 43 is 2. And 44 is 12. Good job with that. You can do B on your own. Okay, here we go. Let's look at our application problem for the day. Okay? Our application problem for the day says 399 jars of baby food are sitting on the shelf at the market. Some jars fell off and broke. 389 jars are still on the shelf. How many jars broke? Okay, let's look at this again. 399 jars of baby food are sitting on the shelf at the market. Some jars fell off and break. 389 jars are still on the shelf. How many jars are broke? Well, we got some math numbers here, some big ones. So we know we have 399 jars, okay, of baby food. And we know that there are still 389 jars left. Okay? 389 jars are left. How many jars fell and broke? Okay, so they want to know how many broke. Well, if we look at that sentence, how many broke, that's like saying we took some away. So if we take some away, that means we're going to subtract. Yes, we're going to subtract. Okay? Well, we're going to do this problem just like we did yesterday. We're going to come up with our math problem, and then we are going to use expanded form to solve this problem. So, my math problem is going to be 399 minus 389. And that's going to give me what's left, okay? So, remember we did this yesterday. Blank plus blank plus blank. And then we did another one. Blank plus blank plus blank. And I put a line where I had a blank plus blank plus blank to get my answer. So let's look at 399. If I label hundreds, tens, and ones, remember, I label from left to right. I always label from left to right. Okay, hundreds, I have 300. I have 99. And then I have, on the other one, 389. Okay, well, this is where I'm just going to use my subtraction. If I have 9 right here, and I take 9 away, I have 0. So I have 0 ones now. Well, let's look at my tens. If I have 9 tens, let's pretend these are my tens, 9 tens, and I take 8 of them away, I have 1 left. If I have 9 tens and I take 8 of them away, I have 1 left. I have 1 10 left. So here's my 10. If I have 300 and I take all 300 away, I have a 0 there. So I don't have any hundreds left, okay? So if I put these together, slide it over, 10. 10 jars broke. Okay? 10 left. So 10 jars broke. And that would be what you would write on the other side. That is what you would write on the other side. 10 jars, not that. 10 jars broke. There we go. 10 jars broke. Okay? So, I started with 399. We had 389 jars left after some fell off. They wanted to know how many broke. So I'm subtracting because that's like some was taken away. So I made my subtraction problem, 399 minus 389. I labeled so that I know what the place values are. I did expanded form, and then I subtracted, and then I added my expanded form together to get 10 jars broke. So that is our application problem for today. Not as hard as what you thought it was going to be when you saw those big numbers. Okay, so let's go with today. Today, what we're going to do is a little different, a little complicated. I'm not going to go into it in great detail because we're going to go over it again Monday in class. So, if I just look at my problem set, which would probably be the easiest way for you to do this. If I look at number 1, it says 1 more, okay? 1 more than 39 is blank. Okay? And then it says, we made a blank. And they give you 3 choices. You have the word 1, you have the word 10, and you have the word 100 to choose from. These are our choices to choose from, to put on the blanks. We have to put 1 on the blank. Well, 1 more than 39 is what? If I have 39 and I'm going to add 1 more to it, because that would be 1 more. More would be getting bigger, see? More would be getting bigger. This is more. This way is less. Okay? So 1 more than 39 would be 40. Okay? And then what did we make? Did we make a 1? Did we make a 10? Or did we make a hundredths number? Well, we only have 1 0. 40 is a 10. So we made a 10. Okay? Not as hard as what some people might think. A little harder than others, but not as hard. Okay, let's do the next one. Leave that. And I'm going to change that. All right, so B says 10 more than 190 is blank. We made a blank. I have my same words that I'm going to change, that I can choose. That I can choose from to go here. They're wanting 10 more. 10 more. Okay, well, I have my 190. More goes bigger, less goes smaller. Okay? More goes bigger, less goes smaller. So, if I have 190 and I'm going to add 10 to it, if I counted by tens, I could do that. If I start 180, 190, 200. So 10 more would be 200. Did we make a 1, a 10, or did we make a 100 number? We made a 100 number. We made that 100 number. Okay? So we went 10 more. That's a 100 number. If we have 2 zeros in it, at the end, it's a hundredths number. Okay? If we have 2 zeros, 3 places, that's hundredths. Because I can label hundreds, tens, ones. Okay? Well, let's look at one more. Okay? Let me look at one more for us. Okay? This one says this. It says 10 more than 390 is. And we made a. Okay, so 10 more than 390. Remember, we have 390. More gets bigger. Less gets smaller. I'm going to add 10 more to that. If I add 10 more to that, if I count, I have 380, 390, 400. I would make a 400 right there. We made, what did we make? Did we make a tens number, a ones, a tens, or a 100? We made that 100 again. We made that 100 again. Okay? We made the 100 number. Okay, that sounds pretty easy. There are 2 more left that you can kind of do on your own. D says 1 more than 299 is blank. Well, what is 1 more than 299? You'd write your answer. And then we made a what? What did you make? So you can do that one. And then for E, it says 10 more than 790 is blank. And then we made a blank. Okay? So that is with that one. So those are pretty easy for us to figure out. Okay, if we go down to number 2, it says we need to fill in. We need to fill in. This gets a little more complicated. The first one says 1 less than 120 is blank. 1 less. Now remember, I have 120. Gets bigger if it's more. It gets smaller if it's less. So if I take 1 away from 120, what is that? Think of it as this way. Think of it as taking 1 away from 20. What number comes before 20? 19. So 1 less than 120 is 119. Okay? So this is where they kind of get confusing. And if you don't understand it, that's okay. The next one says 10 more than 296 is blank. 10 more than 296 is blank. This one's a little more complicated, okay? A little more complicated. Remember, more gets bigger. So we have 296. This is more. More gets bigger. Less gets smaller. Well, 10 more. 10 more. Well, we could count 296, 297, 298, 299, 300, 301, 302, 303, 304, 305, 306. So 10 more would be 306. Okay? So that's what they're asking to do with that. Number C, letter C, is this one. It says 100 less than 299 is what? Remember, I have 299. More gets bigger, less gets smaller. So it's less. We're doing less. 100 less. Well, I'm really only going to change what number? I'm going to change my hundreds. If I counted by hundreds, I could count backwards. So if I change this by 1 less, I've got 199. Okay? So D and E and F. D and E and F are ones that you don't really have to do. I'm not going to worry about that until Monday. Same way with the rest of them. So let's just stop with these 3. Because these 3 are the basic ones that I think that you need to know. Okay? And then if you look at problems, problems at the second page for 3, you're just going to count by ones, and you're going to write those numbers. You're going to count by tens and write numbers. Count by hundreds and write numbers. Okay? And then you do not have to do number 4 either on the problem set. We're not going to worry about that one. And that brings you to your exit ticket. Okay? So, with your exit ticket, let's go on and do number 1. Okay? That has the words that you fill in. Okay? And then if you just do A and B on the exit ticket, I will be happy with that. C, D, E, and F, you do not have to do on the exit ticket. I'm not going to teach you that today. I'm going to teach you that on Monday when you're in class. Okay? So on your exit ticket, do all of 1, and then do A and B. Okay? Good luck with that. If you don't understand it, that's okay, because we will reteach this. I will reteach this on Monday in class. Okay? I'll be back with science in just a little bit.